And we're in front of Seiko and Grand Seiko, and this is a special anniversary year because some 20 years ago they came out with the Springrdrive. Let's see how this movement has been applied to some of their watches and some extra more.
The kind of real talking point of the show for us with Springrdrive is we have a caliber which has been created by the Micro Artist Studio. So that is typically an area where they make Credo masterpieces such as a Sonnerie, the Minute Repeater and the Ichi 2. What they have with that is they have an 84-hour power reserve, 15 per second a month accuracy. And to get that 84-hour power reserve, what they do is they put two mainsprings within one barrel and utilise a torque return system. So it's very exciting. And what they have is they have a limited piece to 30, which is full platinum, has a snowflake dial, expands out onto the case by engraving the case, the platinum case, with a tool by hand. And they have white gold hour markers, white gold hour hands and minute.
And what size cases are we talking about?
So these come in a 38.5mm case. They're 9.8mm thick, so they're much slimmer watches. And typically, a lot of the Springdrives have had power reserves on the dial and been larger cases. So it's really nice to have smaller, thinner watches that sit beautifully on the wrist.
And talking about thinner watches, you're also introducing kind of a cushion shape watch that is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, so we are also introducing a manual wind mechanical piece, a range of pieces. These are a 39mm case. They have a curved sapphire and a curved dial, so they sit very nicely and fall within the elegance range. On those dials, they also have a small seconds hand, which is a kind of a new design for us with these mechanical pieces. Two of these within the range, the rose gold pieces, have an Arushi lacquer dial. This Arushi lacquer is taken from the Iwate region of Japan, nearby the factory. So it's great that they actually use Japanese Arushi lacquer on these. They also use a technique which is called maki, which is sprinkling gold onto the actual GS logo and 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock markers. That symbolises the many ridges from Mount Iwate that can be seen from that region of Japan. So lots of heritage in there.
And those are very high-end timepieces, but you've also come out with a steel version.
Yes, so we have a blue dialed Iwate dial, which is in stainless steel, which is limited to 1,500 pieces. And on the back of that, they even use blue heat-treated screws, so it's a beautiful finishing through the sapphire back as well as on the front.
And you also have sporty watches in Grand Seiko?
Yes, so this year we've released some more Springdrive for the 20th year anniversary, and these pieces are inspired by the lion, which is the Grand Seiko lion. On these you have a very beautiful dial which is inspired by the lion's mane. Even the case shape is inspired by the claw or paw of a lion. There's three versions for that. You have a rose gold, a titanium, which are both chronographs, and then you have a non-chronograph titanium version as well.
And for ladies, also new timepieces?
Yes, so we have a very special mechanical automatic system that we have for ladies' watches. So we're doing a lot of work to tailor watches for ladies as well as gents. And I personally think it's great that we're making movements and making watches specific for the ladies. And we have a couple of key ranges within that. So we have one range that have 55 diamonds throughout them. They have kind of a mother-of-pearl diamond-inspired dial and come in three variations in white gold, yellow gold and rose gold, along with some other steel versions.
And with this anniversary of the Springdrive, indeed iconic movement, but now it's been also used by Seiko itself in the Prospex line.
Yes. So another exciting thing about Basel this year for us is within the Seiko range we have introduced Springdrive into a range called the LX series for Prospex. The Springrdrive is ideal for sports watches because it's extremely accurate. It has that smooth gliding second hand, but also it has great temperature variance resistance along with great shock resistance. These watches have been collaborated with Ken Okiyama, who is the first gent who is non-Italian, who worked on a Ferrari and worked on many other luxury products such as Porsche, Maserati, and he's brought his Japanese understanding of the culture with his luxury understanding from Europe to create these pieces based upon the 1968 Seiko model divers, which has great heritage and great respect, and the recreation of that actually won the Grand Prix award for sports last year. So he's taken that model and brought it to a new luxury vision.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you.